آي راديو. شارك أو أعلن معنا الليلة وخلي صوتك مسموع في جميع أنحاء جنوب السودان.
Welcome to the Sundown Show. On this show, we bring you the movers and shakers of South Sudan and the world over. We engage in debates and discussions that unearth the stories behind the news. And we have our light moments too by chit-chatting about issues that affect our day-to-day life. You stay right here on the Sundown. Join in and be part of the show on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. The Sundown. For the news, views, opinion, debates, and discussions. Listen to who is who talking about issues that affect our...
Or you can also stream this broadcast live by logging to that our website at www.iradio.org. Coming up. Authorities in Izo County of Western Equatoria State have released 30 youth, including 3 female, who have been detained for days after engaging in idle activities such as smoking and stealing.
All are released, and that the ambassadors now to their brothers, as they promised us, that are now going to start working with their hands, and they are going to stop taking shisha in the morning, and they are going to stop other bad habits like taking things that cannot help them.
Well, we'll hear more from Colonel Abel Sudan, who is the county commissioner right there, based with this insecurity, talking about lack of that retirement policies. What does really a youth-led organization like Papa has to tell us? We shall also get more from Gatkwat, who is the founder of an organization known as Pan-African Peacemakers Alliance, known as Papa. So these stories and more coming to you in today's edition of the Sundown Show with me, Madrama James. And now, let's take a break. When we come back, we shall kickstart the show in Western Equatoria State.
Itabasma le radio Hagiga, I radio, and Takum fi Junub Sudan.
Welcome back from the break. Now let's kickstart the show in Western Equatoria and Izo in particular, where authorities in Izo County have released 30 young people, including 3 female, who have been detained for 10 days for engaging in idle activities, including smoking shisha in the morning. According to Abel Sudan, the commissioner of Izo County, the youth were free after they promised to engage in productive work. Commissioner Abel explained that before their release, the young individuals were taught manual labor skills, and Commissioner is also encouraging the people of Izo County to engage in productive activities, particularly agriculture, adding that nation building is a collective responsibility. Abel warned that anyone found idle in Izo County will face consequences under the county's new local order, which was enacted 10 days ago. I caught up with him this afternoon, and this is what he had to tell us.
In the first place, this local order was observed for more than 2 to 3 years now, whereby we have witnessed majority of our young people, most of them are loitering around, most of them are going only for things that cannot benefit them. And most of the family members has accused their sons, daughters of laziness and idleness. They are not contributing to any activities at their homes, and we thought it wise as the authority to comply with the communities, the parents, and pass a local order that will identify all the youths who are staying idle, who are very lazy, who cannot do something to sustain themselves, in order to bring them to the chiefs, the local chiefs around, in order to discipline them and make them better people for tomorrow.
Now, out of these 30 youth arrested, were they all released, or there are some who are still under detention?
All are released, and that the ambassadors now to their brothers, as they promised us, that they are now going to start working with their hands, and they are going to stop taking shisha in the morning, and they are going to stop other bad habits like taking things that cannot help them, and they will come back to the county authority and the chiefs to come and witness the changes they have done in their lives.
When was the 30 released finally?
It is today, Monday. That is when the exit took place.
When was the order passed, or the resolution?
The resolution was passed 10 days ago.
What are some of the punishment for those found idle?
Yeah, the punishment is we have initiated, our land of South Sudan is very fertile, whereby we don't need to take permission from anybody to use the land. The first resource we have available at hand is the land, whereby we have the green estate as it used to be said. So we have to make sure we use that land. We can produce enough food. Instead of importing things from the neighboring countries, let us embark our own agriculture. Those who are not able to do the agriculture, let them go for mason. Those who are not ready to go for mason, let them go for charcoal. We have a lot of activities that we can engage our youth in, so that they can come out from what they are doing, because staying idle is provoking many youth to join some wrong groups in order to earn life.
Someone would say the number of people in your county is even greater than the job opportunities that are available. Now, in such a situation, how can you really justify your resolution?
Yeah, what we came across was, the number of people in my county is many. There are many. And actually, in my county, agriculture is the most expensive business, whereby most of our neighbors are coming to buy things that we produce from our farms. Example, like now in my county, 1 gallon for maize is 10,000. And if you multiply by the number of the basin you have, you are already reaching millions of pounds. And once we see this availability via farming, where our people can do the same thing, where they can cultivate and they sell and then they get their money to their pockets, we see it as a ready opportunity at hand, not to wait for the white collar job to come from somewhere to our people on the ground. This is the beginning, and this is what we can do for sustaining life as we are waiting for the collar job to come.
Still on the issue of that's a white collar job, there are some who are born in 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. Up to now, the occupying government or position that's supposed to be taken by the youth. Now, what are in pipeline to make sure that all those people in your county go to the youth instead of just arresting them and claiming that they are not doing enough?
But as we have been arresting them, they are even confessing. Even their family members, and even they themselves, most of them have confessed that after getting from this punishment, they will make sure that they have to go and do their own. So for the old people, as you have mentioned, I think this is another way that rests at the hand of our government to see when the people will be pensioned, to see when these ones will be put in this place or that place. But the current one we can advocate for now currently is what the youth we can engage them to do at their own disposal. Because even the government work may not take all the use. So if you say, or even the NGOs may not take all the use, but what can the others do who are not working in the government, in the NGOs, or even who are not doing the business in the market? What can they do? So we want to engage them to do something that they can earn some money as we work on how these people all can be observed to what they can be doing for getting life.
Let's briefly talk about the issue of security and where Western Equatoria reported some incidents, even travelers are ambushed and got killed. Now, what is the current security situation of Ezo County to ensure that someone who is participating at the end of the day is not killed?
I think Ezo County is one of the peaceful counties in Western Equatoria, and up to now there is no any insecurity. Since 2021, I was appointed to Ezo County. Up to now, we have not reported any road ambush or any other insecurity that can prohibit people from doing what they can do to survive.
Honorable Sudan, to someone who have never seen Ezo County and to you there is a potential in that particular county, but youth are not really doing enough. What is there in Ezo County that you think if people embarked on,
it will really take Ezo County to another level in terms of work?
The only thing that we have witnessed, even during our forefather, during our grand, was agriculture. And this agriculture, even during war, we had one of our progressive farmers, even who supported the movement with a lot of food items that was loaded, taken to Kubilbo, and some was taken to other places in the country. So we believe much in agriculture because we want to follow how our ancestors managed to survive without poverty and without other crimes that forced them to do. So here we are only focusing much on agriculture because, as you can see, even in the other states, in the other neighboring countries, we are still importing food from day one up to day. So we won't discourage this issue of bringing food, rice, kaunga, or other items like beans, which can grow in our state. So we want to make sure that we embark our people on what people are importing outside so that we can get this money back home and make our economic great.
Before I let you go, what is the county authority doing to make sure that this local order is enforced? That's number one. Number two, how many people have been arrested since the passing of this order?
Yeah, what we are doing to make sure that this order is enforced, it is through the chiefs and the sub-chiefs and also the youth leaders, the local youth leaders, because they know the people in their areas who are living and who are not doing anything, instead just causing some small crimes that cannot let the communities progress. And the secondary is the number of the people who are arrested. There are now around 30 people, and these people, today is Monday, they have been given some advices and then been handed over back to their families, whereby the families even were happy, and they said they will continue to collaborate with the county authority and the local leaders to make sure that their children are healthy food to them in the field where they need their help necessary.
Do you think it is really important to arrest someone for some good days and then later on give an advice and let that person go home without any consequences?
Yeah, the consequences, the days they have spent with us as the government, we have been teaching them manually. We have been teaching them by example. This is what you should do. This is what they do. This is how people do. So that once we send them as ambassadors, they will go to their brothers and sisters who are still not yet in the book to make sure that let them copy and paste what we have told them.
Finally, what is your message to residents of Ezo County in regards to the resolution you have passed?
My message to my people is, one is we want a productive community. And the second is building a nation is a collective responsibility of all the citizens. Anyone must do his or her own best to make sure that he or she changes the environment from bad to good where he or she has been living. And the final is, let us make sure that the youth we have today, let us sharpen them for bright future tomorrow. If we don't sharpen the youth today, tomorrow we shall have the worst generation, in which we don't be part of the worst generation. We have to start correcting them now.
Yes, you have heard it all. If we don't sharpen the youth today, then we shall have the worst generation tomorrow or in future. A message coming in from Colonel Abel Sudan, who is the Ezo County Commissioner, talking to me. Now, I equally caught up with that Yualgat Kwath, who is the founder of Pan-African Peacemakers Alliance. It's a youth-led organization, to find out his reaction about the decision taken by the county authorities in Ezo. And this is what he had to say.
Young people are cherry market. Young people are very optimistic about the future and also about the present. For me, I look at it that they just need a listening ear, someone who will listen to them, like the government and like the elders, and like the youth also, the elders who are in their community. And to stay focused, sometimes you need someone who will also guide you, and that person is the government. The Minister of Youth should also focus on that, and also, the hundred young people also who are running an initiative, they should come up with mentorship program. They should also, engage these young people into motivational programs whereby these young people also, they should also remain focused. They need role models, they need storytelling. So the government, I think government should be friendly to the young people. As we know that there is a lot of insecurity in the country, and government should deliver services to the young people. Otherwise, it is difficult, for government to handle these young people when there is no thing that are engaging them, such as sports, such as vocational centers, training, such as youth for peace tournaments. So there should be a platform that makes these young people engage and with the government, and they should be satisfied as well. So that is what I can also say to the government. And on the issue of retirement, I think for the government also, to look into it critically, to give these people, money, because there's a money in the country actually. So where is this money going? That is a question that now we should ask ourselves.
All right.
Get these people to go home and let the new energy come in, that to drive the new agenda.
Nama dekan sod bita yual gata kuath founder bita Pan African Peacemakers Lion marubala la isim papa wade munazama la shabab ya gata bigede mzee semena barumi na muhafiz bita mugata ta ezo gal fi takriban 30 shabab alkan masikumon tabandej shabab ligo fi juzu mini gad bidugu merisa fi juzu minum gad basuru busijara wa bijuru sijara wade asaba balkan gobudumon wa wadi fi harasa yala dersulomon kaman shokol mabadak fi kumon fi yom halela faita bugul shunu bedab fi khatwa ala hidarin fi mugata ezo khan shilu 09 wide waled ninit 9 hal de baru kaman teriga al bagde radib ba shabab bitena wale de baru kaman juzu min teriga bitakhasur ganun wale huquq al-insan awal mukhalama radio.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, Majung Sudan.
Yeah, Madrama is the order is first of all is in violation of our constitution, the fundamental rights, and these fundamental rights prohibit unlawful arrests, arbitrary arrests. Although they are ensuring the social orders in the community, the failure is now attributed to the government as all.
In which way?
The number of youth who are now idols across the county is not even the Ezo County. They are many. So they need to find out why the youth are not active in doing work. Because when you look at the Ezo as a county itself, they don't have where they can work. Another very big issue is the insecurity, which is alarming in Western Equatoria, of which you cannot force someone to go and make charcoal in the forest when the forest is not even safe. And the personal security is very important. So they have to ensure that the insecurity that is in the forest, they need first to deal with it. Second to it, if they train someone, they need to train you and then they give you something so that you start wherever you can be able to sustain yourself. Like the tailoring, you can train them on tailoring, and then also even the farming, subsistence farming or commercial farming. If you don't have the capacity now to do commercial farming, you will be able to work in other person's farm effectively, and you will be paid. And then from there you will get capital, and it will help you in sustaining yourself, or again making whatever that you will be contributing to your community or your family.
Majung Sudan.
Now,
sorry for interrupting. At the start of your communication, you said this is a violation of fundamental rights. But again, being idle is also unlawful. So how would you really recommend the government to make good use of their citizens as well?
Yeah, your question is in place. But the idleness, I have already alluded it, the idleness is now due to the government. The government failed not to provide employment opportunities to the youth. Especially, the government did not create private sectors that are giving youth a chance to work. When you see the private sectors, especially the businesses that are already in the counties, they are being owned by the foreigners, and the citizens do not have capital to start any work. Even when the citizens are able to do something, they are not being allowed by the authorities. And let us take example of Juba. Our citizens are being threatened when they are selling along the road because they cannot manage to rent a shop for the $500 or $700 per month. So this is another issue, high tax, and then also discouragement through the local orders that are disadvantaging our youth. So the government needs us to do something. Let them create jobs opportunities. And even when you look at the NGOs, they are being taken over by the foreigners. The countries.
Thank you,
So
Majung.
the citizen cannot be blamed.
All right, thank you so much, Majung Sudan. Majung Sudan bugul da juzu min thiriga baru kaman الحكومة داري أخذ مسؤولية دي عشان كيف شباب ساكنين ما بس في يزو كاونتي لكن في داك جنوب السودان عشان كيف يلقى شغل برو. هاي راديو 0911-222-986-986. What would be your take? I've got another one here. Radio. Ayuwa.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm called John sir from Mysore.
Welcome.
Yeah, so actually I need to comment on that program of youth. So youth in South Sudan need to be prioritized by the government. So youth need vocational training. So youth need free education. So youth need also employment within the government sectors. So that's what I can say.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, Radio. You can still get back to us right here. Even in case you have just joined us, you are listening to the Sundown show, and we are focusing on youth-related activities where authorities in Ezo County, Western Equatoria, have released 30 young people, including 3 female, who had been detained for days for engaging in that idle activities such as smoking shisha and stealing. Now, is it a good initiative to arrest someone who is idle? 0911-222-986-986. Radio.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Reverend.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm Tamam.
Thank you. So it is a very good program. What I can say, South Sudan, our government, they not work with youth because, like my friend who talked before me, he pointed the very big reason. Because youth, even now, people can go to the forest and you can go and dig your garden there. But there is no free movement because of fighting. You cannot hold your hoe and go to dig there. Somebody can come and just kill you without any knowing of you. So that one, it can make all of South Sudan youth to be crazy, making shisha and tobacco and mira, alcohol is there. It is because there is no good job. There is no job opportunity in South Sudan, by the way. So, for example, we have a lot of NGOs, international NGOs, national NGOs. Those who are funders are South Sudanese, but they brought the people from Kenya, Ethiopia, and Uganda. So if you see my brother Madrama, how come you bring somebody to work here with your organization while you are the ponder, and we have South Sudanese who are very qualified. Even we have a lot of PhD. Forget about master's degree. Forget about bachelor. Forget about diploma. We have a lot of PhD nowadays with youth, not the enrollment even. But they don't want them because the one who is founder, he don't want his secret to be known by South Sudanese. what he's doing. He brought Kenyan and Uganda to work behalf of that organization. So let them hear this message. Let them forget to bring those foreigners to work behalf of him or her. You, the one who have the organization, national NGOs. We are Sudanese. We fight for 21 years. We fought for 21 years because we get the goodness of food of that country, of this country.
Sure.
Not to be taken by another country.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend, for sharing your opinion with us. You can still do the same on 091122986986. Radio. Aywa. Mr. Halur. Marhab.
كده نتكلم في الموضوع ده طبعا الموضوع ده موضوع تمام.
نعم.
تعرف يا وتر جيمس أنينا هو جنوبين أنينا بجاجة نفوسنا برانا.
ما أنت بقول كلام ده.
أنا بقول كلام ده وتر جيمس الشباب بتاع السودان الشباب صغارين في ناس يعني بقدر اي شغل في ناس عندهم موك وفي ناس متعلمين وفي ناس ذاته يشتغل شغل بتاع يد في ناس متعلمين فيه الشباب بتاعنا ولا ايه الناس الشباب دي لسه من صعب يلقى فرصه يشتغل حتى اي شغل الشغل بتاع بيوت وشغل بتاع بس اي شغل بتاع يد بس تلقى اي زول تاني ياو شغله هو بارو نفسه هو ياو ميكانيكي بارو نفسه هو ياو بابن بيت كويس هو ياو بارو نفسه هو ياو بسوق عربية كويس بارو نفسه هو ياو متعلم جديد ياو بتم شغل ده ياو بعمل شغل ده كويس يعني في حاجة تخير اللي الناس بتاعنا ما فاهم
ده شنو؟
الكلام الجاج الشباب ده مرحلة الشباب وصل فوق مرحلة كثورة خلاص في تانيين هسه وصلوا ذات وبكرم نفوسهم مريسة وفي تانين بكرم مريسة شيشة وفي تانين باكل مقدرات وفي تانين هذا بيجيب مقدرات شغل يعني الحاجة الممنوع هم بيجيبوا ده ده شباب كل الشباب يمشي يعمل شغل ده عشان ما في طريقة طبعا جربناها به أنا قاعد أتكلم معك ده والله ما جمس أكوي أنا قاعد هسه وما تلن نفسي كومباني نقول لك أنا سواق نعمل أوراق بعد تاين تلن نجرب أنا نجا ما في بدول طبعا ده كله أجانب وكلام ده أساسا ما بقول نزو بس ده بس الله بس ياهو أنا الله بس يشوفنا بس الله يوردنا أنا
شكرا
الله يا بتاعنا كله في يدنا
شكرا
نحن نتكلم فيه لو جاء موضوع ده لازم نتكلم فيه
نعم
لا يجب بوجهنا لازم نتكلم فيه
نعم عندك حق
يعني وكلام ده أساسا في حاجة كتير ناقص
نعم
يعني حاجة كتير ناقص أساسا لو قلبك ما قوي أنت بكون في حاجة كتورة أنت بكون في حاجة ما كويس
صح
أنت بكون في سرقة أنت بكون في ناف أنت بكون في بريسة حاجات كله بتبقى قرب نفسك لو قلبك ما قوي
نعم
يعني
شكرا
عين زول قلبك قوي
شكرا جزيلا
ما في طريقة والله أنا شغل يد بس ما في طريقة لا نهائيا في جنوب تعالى نهائيا ما في
نعم شكرا
شكرا
نعم مشكلة سيتا بيلقى شباب الجزء منهم قاعد باسر بشيشة قاعد باسر جرو سيجارة ده جزء اليندو أوراق لكن زي أكون الوال بقول تانين ما يلقى فرصة تاكل تشكل نعم أسيلو كمان ناس حكومة جاشان كيف ناس القاعد بيشيلوا فرصة عشان يعمل حاجات البطال ممنوع دل قبضو ناس بقول ده برضو جزء من حقوق إنسان وقشوفوا ياو شباب هاga nagat bukara beda biya mudushino nasma minde baro radio
hello aku tayi studio kidir
Ben Clinton
my brother
shune ya ustaz
wallahi ada nan guide bes aku tayi exam sedi bless la kaman go budana ya ana jafate ridiana makalam
na marhab
itu arif ya aku government hana me di plan le sabab ke dinu that is one let me tell you ita bukun in the plan ya ita ba mu na shabab ta kalbi karbi university
yo shabab zatu indu ya to plan le hukuma
no bagal sabab yayin da plan hukuma ta ta bugumba plan na sabab hukuma bitala bara binadi sabab mandi na rai sabab okay hukuma biyamu barnabi le sabab junub kulu binadi sabab mikin fi jamtara musiliam fiya ta plan an dera mulkin ya sabab lan sabab ya guwa ta belede hukuma ke da fata ene to mon sabab madarasa diga gali aha ake da yalda ke tirfi suka ni de kada ya kuta na bagara be yalta madarasa al'umma gida fi school fees tomon yanna ba da exam der minimum school fees sokol mati mon di justice san kef mon bagara tas nas gi justice adi zeta mon bagara lo biga school fee ma fi de ma zon biga bi dakal to dream al biga mato lazim kedi akuma tanna fati ena bukura sababu ya bitala criminal tabelede bitala criminal yala nabi kore wala ramiya biga ketir kunu biga ketir tarkunde kula ajad zedi aga mulefato itaino dia kalam ketir asal te gadi sababu kul video fisika de sababu basi salimu mali go opportunity ajede sababu yana akita la sa mon one by one mon bo relate muskila de when what is the problem they will tell you the truth kedi yom kedi tala fisika ata dumon ya da fiji wani ke mo bijuru drugs weed mo bijuru this one is called ice so je tanin tala ya madde be do batal totally bika karab sabab use bika kap kada sabab fiji ba kare gidda gata raba panga ga mu sunu ba mu sunu de kul sabab ita rata da ma ta gabu la jadere gali wallahi shokol mati wallahi ita mal madara madarasa wallahi gurta ma adi madarasa kulu gale Jebel Dinka deme ndi wele why madrasa takuma zede mati. Government school is not here in the area of Jebel Dinka. Even this Jebel Yesua, we don't have government school. There is a big problem. Let the government open their eyes. Let them plan what is they are going to do for the youth. No. That is why we need our government. Let the government come out and call all the youth, okay, and then to provide services to the youth. To leave fighting, to leave all nonsense. Can man see what you want to tackle a solution? What beside it? Can man put to plan the youth? Fish will do that. Companies can do. It's another be involved in Iaja. Fish on.
Shukran jazilan. Kuna bin Clinton fi Juba inas طبعا في بلد ألتا بيلقى شباب قوين شباب شاطرين بلد بكون قوي وأهلية ناسي في جزء من الناس بكور نام وكما ما قاعد بقلب دور بتو وكمان شباب ديل بارو وصدوا كما ما قاعد دور بتو كمان مون يخش في شيشة مون يخش في مرايس مون يخش في حاجات ديل كله ناس سيليسيون وكمان في حاجات كتار القاعد بكراو مون وفي ثانين جزء عليك على زي محافظ بتاع إيزو كاونتي قال فيزو تباقدر زارا non bita bizra hubu gom lekin shabab sala kurujo sakit almajani mona baha debiga mushkila ta hukuma 09 wide wallet nini 996 hey radio
Madrama,
good evening Dianjeng.
Thank you, brother. Actually, Madrama, I think youth are the backbone.
Sure.
Of any country. And also they are backbone in everything in this nation. They are backbone in nation building, they are backbone in security, they are backbone in liberty. And all the activities that government says they are doing down through youth. I just want to disagree with those who want to describe the youth the way they know.
To you, so how is it?
What's the Shabab Betrika who are bar Pentagale, I just Gamona to begin to the Kulu Shabama Gamolo. That it is negative to describe the youth as idle. It's very negative to describe the youth as user, the spoilers. Use they have been drive. They are only implementers, and when they are told to take action, they will take action. So the elders have to be responsible. And if there is anything,
if possible, Dianjeng, you can still bounce back by calling the same number you reach us with. Hi radio.
Madrama Jan.
Ilul.
How are you?
I'm not complaining at all. How are you?
Not so bad. Thank you.
Welcome on board.
I don't agree with the way that youth has been branded by the county authorities as a lazy, because I don't think that the youth are lazy, because they've been looking for jobs, but in vain. If the government thinks that it is only agriculture that is the best job for the youth, is it the whole agriculture? But there should be a positive climate where you can carry out the agriculture. Here there is no security in the country. You cannot embark on agriculture here amid this deteriorating security in the country. So I think it is the government that is failing to create a job for youth, and the youth should be wholly apprehended or jailed.
What's really happening? I can't figure it out. Lul, equally like Diang, you can still call us back. Now, according to what you have just said, it's the government that have led the youth, down. Now, in some other countries in state, youth are creating for themselves jobs. Big innovators, richest, people around the world now are youth. They are invading. They are coming in with the new ideas. They are creating jobs instead of just waiting for the government to do that. So why is our own situation is different? You can still share that opinion with us. But for now, let's head out for our first commercial break of the show. And when we come back, we shall keep the conversation going.
The Ministry of Health is conducting a commemoration of African Vaccination Week with a new vaccine introduction of pneumonia vaccine, targeting all children aged between 6 to 14 weeks. Take your child to the nearest vaccination center during the African Vaccination Week or Big Catch-up campaign.
Good morning, Mama Alice.
Good morning, Mama Ladu. Where are you coming from this morning?
I had taken Ladu for pneumonia vaccination at the health center to protect my child against pneumonia and meningitis. He was also vaccinated with other routine immunization vaccines at no cost. Is baby Alice already vaccinated?
Yes, she was vaccinated last month. Does she need to be vaccinated again?
Yes, she needs to be vaccinated with at least 3 doses at 6, 10 and 14 weeks to be fully vaccinated, immunized and protected against pneumonia.
Really? I just heard from afar that there will be a vaccination campaign during the African Vaccination Week, but I was not keen enough to get the details.
Pneumonia vaccine is effective in preventing pneumonia and deaths in infants and young children. This vaccine has just been introduced this year, 2025. A lot of children were not vaccinated. Some even travel without being vaccinated. I wouldn't want to see any child get pneumonia.
I didn't know that pneumonia is very serious, that it can cause meningitis and even death.
Yes. Pneumonia is a life-threatening disease caused by bacteria or viruses. The signs are cough, fever, chills, and shortness of breath, which may be accompanied by chest pain when breathing or coughing. Children who survive may experience long-term effects on lung function and increased risk of respiratory conditions like asthma.
Asthma or lung function complication? Oh, that sounds scary. How can I protect my child from this dangerous disease?
The only way for your child to be safe is when your child and all children in your neighborhood are vaccinated with pneumonia vaccine.
I will do that immediately. Where can I take my child for this vaccine? Hope it is not late.
No, you are not late. Pneumonia vaccine and all the other routine vaccines are available at all government health centers in your areas. Tell your neighbors with children between 6 to 14 weeks to be vaccinated.
I'm glad you told me. I will take my child immediately to the nearest health center for pneumonia vaccination.
Bring your child to the nearest health center and protect them from pneumonia and other vaccine-preventable diseases. This message is brought to you by the National Ministry of Health with support from WHO, UNICEF, and South Sudan Women in Medicine.
The Sundown, for the news, views, opinion, debates, and discussions. Listen to who is who talking about issues that affect our country and continent. Only on the Sundown, your eye on South Sudan.
Welcome back from our first commercial break of the show. We are remaining with 13 minutes to the top of the hour. But if in case you have just joined us, you're listening to the Sundown Show with me, Madrama James. Now we are talking about the decision taken by Ezo County authorities, where they have released about 30 young people, including 3 females who had been detained for being idle in the county. Now we are asking, what's your take on that? Share your opinion with us on 0911022986 And some of these idle youth were found, smoking shisha and even stealing. Is it a good initiative? And after the release, some of the idle youth even confess that they are ready for change. I read you.
Madrama James.
Yes, Joseph.
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening.
Give you thanks and also the radio in general.
Thank you.
My brother, what has done by Commissioner of Izu County is intimidation, is a violation of the Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan.
Why are you saying so?
Person is not to be administrator. You are not beyond the Constitution to act on what is not in the book. Constitution is the Bible of the country. So you could not get somebody saying that is idle and detain him. That one is not constitutional right. But if you get somebody doing different activities, like involved in drugs, doing bad activities to engage people on different activities, you have the right to detain him and to charge him on that matter, to be in court, to defend himself or to be in jail. Rampant detaining people is not correct in the country.
Now, according to the commissioner, some of these 30 youth that were arrested, identified by the community members, including the chief and youth leaders, that these are the people who are not really doing productive activities. Instead, very early in the morning, they drink, they smoke, and even they steal people's property. That's why they were detained.
To detain them in name of idleness is not correct. But to detain them in the term of doing bad activities is correct. Let me tell you this. When you're idle and later on you want something, anger itself can force you to do something for yourself. For agriculture activities in the county, it's opposed to the Ministry of Agriculture to have program. You could not go and join the agriculture on your hand. You can join the team that being formed by agriculture authority at the state level. State agriculture ministry has no program to the grassroots. Even the directorate of agriculture in the county has no program. Ministries, even to go to the ministries, you get people are idle. There's no work. People are doing in key. There's no program in the ministries because the issue that people are not being paid monthly get people idleness. So idleness should be seen as the good way that idleness is not for the normal person. Government itself contribute on that because if people are not recruited to work, to do jobs in their nation, and you have a paper that you can contribute for your nation. That one is also contributing for the idleness.
So how can our youth be productive?
There is a way that to encourage people. You can give activities for agriculture, and you also make awareness to the people. Tell people that this is a year for agriculture, and people are doing this and this. And if you tell somebody why you don't go make charcoal and detail him, is also intimidating. You have to approach people in the manner that you must be respect. But if you come with a weapon and detain people, later on you have been seen that your power is intimidating people. But it is power for the people. Commissioners are supposed to be elected by the people and knowing that you have to mention something you are going to do. But commissioners of today are being appointed by the president.
All right.
They don't know what they are going to do for the people.
Thank you so much.
They are leaders by their own means, but they are not for the people.
For the people. Thank you very much, Joseph, for sharing your opinion with us. Now let me turn my focus to that's our Facebook page. We have a couple of your messages right here. We have Obasis Kel is saying we don't have to force youth to work. However, creation of conducive and stable country will motivate them to choose work over being idle. Away from that, still, Obasi Kiali is saying creating employment is not a problem to South Sudanese youth. However, this instability and corruption demotivate the youth in creating jobs for themselves, which would later be destroyed by war. We have someone who call himself Victor99 saying Yellow Eye Radio. I think there is a reason why youth are touching themselves with shisha, alcohol and any other useless activities because there is no any motivation from our government services. Security, peace is the only key to push development in any given country. Thank you so much. Let me now talk to at least two more lucky callers before we call it a show. Hi, Radio.
Madrama.
Yes.
Actually, that was discussed me before.
Very unfortunate. Welcome back.
Yeah, actually, I was saying, terming youth as idol is crime. And I think my brother Joseph put it clearly. That if you arrest the youth because they are drug addicted, you cannot call them the youth. You generalize that we arrest the youth because of idleness. That is not the language. And this is why since morning youth are complaining. You know, I was saying, if you say that youth are idle, it's not some politician without fear of contradiction. They just come and start saying, youth of South Sudan are idle, youth of South Sudan don't want to work, forgetting that youth of South Sudan today, they are providing for the country. And then leaders who are actually using with a big head in his stomach and come and talk, forgetting that they are the spoilers of the nation. They are the one contradicting the country. They are the killers of the people. They are corrupt. They are the thieves. They don't know. They just come and talk when forgetting that the youth they are blaming. They are contributing mightily 99% of South Sudan being called a country. It is South Sudanese youth who are actually contributing with this. Go to whatever all these institutions. Let them understand that those people there are youth. They are the one acting mostly by themselves. Most of the jobs I'm telling you are created by the youth of South Sudan here. I'm telling you, South Sudanese youth post themselves to the market when they are not allowed by the government of South Sudan to go to the market. Our government is actually intending and inviting the youth intentionally. Something that they don't know that they are killing and they are destroying the root, their own root. You know, and if the tree started not making the root get water, the tree will decay. And that's why today they are suffering in this politics. This politics becomes dirty because they are killing this own root, and their own root are the youth. Instead of providing for the youth to capacity build them, they are fighting them indirectly. Today, the South Sudanese government, our government is funding international companies, foreign companies, instead of youth established companies. Most of the young people in this country have established their own companies, hoping for the fund and support.
No.
But the government did not fund them. There are South Sudanese national organizations that are established by the youth of South Sudan. National organization, yes.
If your government is saying shisha is batal, taking shisha in the morning is batal, don't take ice and don't be idle. what is the problem there?
No, you cannot say. This is why we already said it clearly. If you are saying arrest those who are taking shisha, and you tell the media, I arrest these particular young people because they are actually drug addicted. I don't want the use of drugs in the country. That is acceptable. You say 1, 2, 3 is drug dealer is acceptable. This is criminal is acceptable. But in the name of the youth, and you call them the youth are actually idols. You do not, then you start bringing those things. It is contradiction, and this is what we condemn. Okay, so we are saying anybody who is doing illegal things according to the law shall be charged based on the law. You cannot generalize generalize the thing that this is 1, 2, 3 youth are doing. When come to the point, use of South Sudan, like you brought example before in the Western world, use create a lot of things. Use now today the technology developed because of the young people, but not even African young. In Africa, we become indulgency because of our leaders killing our motives and hope. Those Western nations you are seeing, government is starting from the family. The child is brought up with the idea of how to develop himself or herself. But in Africa, it is not happening. Come to South Sudan itself, it is not happening. Youth are being demoted. Nobody is willing to build. You cannot be a somebody when you are not built. There is no house that can stand alone. It has to be built. This thing of saying youth are creative based on the building you have done. You have to support the education very well. You have to establish a good, capable universities with the professional lecturers and professors that are able to teach them to come out when they finish in the university, they graduate. You take them to the good institution for intensive care. They go for intensive. When they finish for intensive, they will create their own job. It's not happening in South Sudan. In universities, there's no even library. There's no power, nothing, no technology. How do you expect a young man to graduate in the university and become creative? It is that government is killing the idea. Government is killing education. Is not funding education. Today, the universities have actually increased the tuition fees. In the University of Arkansas, people are paying something that a young man would not afford.
All right.
So, do you know why? It is a killing of the motive. It is a killing of ambition of the youth. Somebody somewhere don't want a young people in this country to build themselves. And I am condemning the leaders who are coming out with without fear of God that South Sudanese are idols. And these people, it is one day, one time, God will stand at them. Thank you.
Thank you. And we don't also sometimes wish the bad for that's our being either opponent for that's our enemies or someone who you really disagree in terms of opinion. But otherwise, with that, I would like to say that we have come to the end of this conversation, and we have been talking about Izo County, where authorities there have released 30 young people, including 3 female who had been detained for being idle. And they have been also accused of that's smoking shisha in the morning. Others are taking alcohol and some other drug that are really prohibited by the Constitution. And according to that Izo County Commissioner Abel Sudan, the youth were free after they promised to engage in productive activities. I've been your host, Madrama James. Thank you very much for sharing your opinion with us.
إحنا كلنا جنوبيين سودانيين ما مهم منو جاي من وين إحنا محتاجين